I want to welcome everyone in tonight or today and to today's webinar. We're talking all about networking and how to close business anywhere. But Deon's a farmer's agent, agency owner. He's actually award-winning farmer's agency owner. He's won Rookie of the Year, though I don't really think of you at all as a rookie. The young phenom, we should say. But yeah, he's been here and he's gone through a bit of a journey from being a military veteran in the Air Force, working in real estate, in claims, and then now as an agent. So he's got quite a journey that hopefully we'll dive into. With us also is Robert Borichter. He is Canopy Connect's head of agency sales. He's helped over, we say 1,000, it's probably been more like 1,400 agencies now, come up and learn how to use Canopy Connect, how they can use this in their business and really help skyrocket what they're doing. So with that all said, Robert, I'm going to hand things over to you and take it away.
Yeah, I'm excited for this conversation. Deon is I've been working with Deon for a while, and I think anytime I talk with him, I learn something. So I think it's good to do this in a broader scale. Oh, who do we have there, Deon?
That is Ghost.
Awesome. All right, Ghost, the Ghost and the Wires. No, excited to have you, Deon. Really, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure, man.
Yeah. I think let's just kick things off. How do you do it, Deon? When did you join Farmers? How did you get all those awards? Tell us all your golden nuggets there.
Well, I can go on record as saying I'm not in the how department, and I don't tell people what to believe, but that's God's department. So I just show up. So you mentioned the awards and all that stuff. So I got Rookie of the Year, Blue Vase, Commercial Cup. Ranked in the commercial for production for the state of Texas. But for me personally, like I said, it's just, I'm just having fun. So, but if one were to ask how I do a lot of what I do, I take myself out of the equation. And that's my main thing. If you take yourself out of the equation, then you don't have to factor in stuff like, oh, I don't know what, your car note, your rent, because I tell people all the time, commission breath is real and people can smell it. So if you go into a transaction or a policy or anything of that nature, from that perspective, people can sense that energy, and I don't do that. So
take yourself out. Yeah, no, that's great. So and how long have you been with Farmers on Deon? Like when did you get started?
I left State Farm's SIU department. Let's see, I gave them notice April 2nd because I didn't want them to think it was an April Fool's joke. And I think I careered July of 21.
All right.
And, just been doing it ever since.
Nice. Okay, so but and the reason I'm asking is we probably have a lot of people on the call or maybe watching this recording that are just getting started and starting from scratch. Of course, taking yourself out of the equation. That's I think already a really really good point. But yeah, what are some of the other things that you did to kind of get off to like a flying start?
Well, you got to focus. And I know that's cliche, what I'm saying? So it's, get out there and sell value and be passionate. And, it's easy to say those things, but it's another thing when you're in the trenches and you are on ground zero. So what I tell people all the time is in sales, it's a whole different mindset than a 9 to 5. So I shifted my mindset a very long time ago with regards to the sales process back in my Realtor days. I'll tell you about that shortly. But my main thing is I want to make sure people understand that there is no silver bullet. There's no silver bullet. There's no leverage. There's no producer. There's none of that that's going to make it so you don't have to work. It doesn't matter what tool you use. You still got to pick it up and you got to swing it. So Canopy Connect is no different. Now, while Canopy Connect is no silver bullet, it is definitely a 45 caliber hollow point hydro shock that will put your target down. So, but again, we'll talk about that too. So
Awesome. That's amazing. I was going to say, like, let's not go directly into canopy, but that
yeah,
reminded me though. You told me a really great story about the dentist recently. So what was
yeah.
that story? Maybe for everyone here on the call.
So sticking with the theme of what we're talking about today, selling anywhere, right? So I took my kids to the dentist, a pediatric orthodontist, and all of that good stuff. And I don't go anywhere unintentionally or without being branded. For the sake of this call, I'm just wearing a blazer, but I'll wear farmer's attire everywhere to the point where my family says, "Dad, please don't wear that." But the main reason I do that is because that in it of itself is an icebreaker, right? So I was taking them and getting ready to check out, and a young lady at the checkout station was like, "Oh, so you work for farmers?" I was like, "No, I own one." So that edification in and of itself is automatic validation. And it works for producers as well. Yes, I'm an agent, or yes, I'm a producer, or yes, I'm this, that, and the other. Because again, people don't see farmers as a small business. They see farmers as a multi-international, whatever conglomerate, but we're all small business owners. So you have to make that clear to people. But I wind up selling her, doing her home, her auto, her and her husband's life, and I'm doing her mom and her dad's policy this afternoon, just because I was like, yeah, well, when's the last time you had your policy reviewed by a professional? Not by an agent, not by a consultant, by a professional. So you got to build yourself as that source of information. But yeah, it was a very nice turnaround just to take my kids to the dentist. So
Amazing. That's amazing. All right. And any other places that this happens? Because I feel this is not the only
it's
the
not.
only place.
Um, I can't make this up for the alliteration's sake. I sold a flood policy to a phlebotomist while I was getting my drawn at LabCorp. So the first day they were like, "Hey, you didn't fast." I'm like, "No, I didn't fast. They didn't tell me I needed to fast." All right, we'll come back the next day at this other location. I went to the other location, same lady there, and hey, Mr. Farmers, I said, "What's going on, Miss Rita?" So we got to talking, and when I'm talking insurance, I am both talking to the person in front of me, but I'm also talking just boisterous enough for those around us to kind of invite them to engage in the conversation. So she wound up saying, "No, we got all our home and auto and stuff through farmers." And I said, "Well, that's all good. I'm glad you got a great policy. And, but, at the end of the day, we just got to make sure you're properly insured." Ask the people down in Florida right now. They're learning very quickly that flood policies are extra. We don't have a flood policy. Can you do those? Yes, I can. And sold her a flood policy the next day. So it wasn't, I don't want people to think like I show up and like, hey, magically somebody's going to give me a policy. My mindset is there, but it's all an orchestrated conversation.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. So, and it was also like we're kind of having like a free flowing conversation, but I had a couple questions written down, and one of them was like, what are like maybe some of the opening lines that you kind of use there, or like how do you kind of get that conversation started? I mean, there's some magic there, I guess, that is depending on your person and you're unique, but like I feel like is there anything you can tell the listeners here on how to start it, like start more of those opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, go about it with the approach that no stranger. So, God rest his soul. My mentor when I was in real estate was a gentleman by the name, an Englishman by the name of Bruce Mulhern. And Bruce is notorious. First of all, he pronounced my name Deon. So I felt fancy when he called my name. But um, he always used to say, "Dion, if you're shy, go stand in an elevator with 20 business cards and don't get off of the elevator until you've talked to everyone about real estate. And you can only give one person one card." So I was like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna try it." And let me tell you, I spent about 4.5 hours on that elevator, but I got real comfortable finding ways to start conversations. And you can do that in insurance and real estate, whatever. But my main thing is I find something to compliment something, shoes,
Yeah.
socks, suit, glasses, hair, whatever. I don't care if they come out looking like full troglodyte. I'm like, I'm gonna find something to compliment on this person. You have a
Yeah.
great voice. You have great eyes, whatever. Um, but I always walk off with, I don't know why we met, but I don't believe in accidents. I haven't figured out the purpose for us meeting yet, but matter of fact, let me give you my card so I can make sure. If you find out why we're supposed to meet or why we're talking or what crossed our caused our paths to cross, feel free to give me a call. So it and I don't go in like, hey, I'm an insurance guy. You got to make sure you take commission breath out of the equation. Take yourself out. I don't know why we met, Robert. When we met doing Canopy Connect, and I promise you that that second day of insurance growth, I was not coming down there. My wife convinced me to come to go because I paid for it. I was like, no, I don't really feel it. I don't want to go, this, that, and the other. She said, no, get up and go. And that was the day where you pulled me over. And I was like, oh, hey, so you're Robert, because I didn't meet you the first day. So I don't believe in accidents. I don't believe in coincidence or happenstance. There's a reason that the 63 people that are in this call right now are on here. And, what that reason is, I don't know.
Awesome, man. No, I love it. And, very, I think very inspirational, and like what Ray just said on chat. It's like a true elevator pitch. I think that's I've been in
Yeah,
sales for a long time, and I haven't done that. So I feel like I should be doing it. Though if I would be selling insurance, it would also be dangerous. I think that I'd probably take a liking to you, and probably talk about insurance all day long with everyone. So, but
100%.
that's exciting, man.
I would
So
recommend everybody Google Bruce Mulhern, Mulhearn. And I promise you, that is exactly his character for life was just what I explained to you guys. Very brazen,
mm,
very as a matter of fact, a very successful salesperson, but also
amazing,
a very genuine person.
amazing. How? Okay, so then this is also partly from my sales experience. So like, how do you make sure that like you have that conversation started? How do you kind of translate it into actually something happening, right? Like either setting up
Yeah.
an appointment, getting their information. How do you kind of make that transition?
So that part is the easy part. So the hard part is breaching their
Yes.
guard. Everybody has their defense up because everybody's selling something. Um, Nobody likes to be sold. Everybody likes to buy. So once you get past that initial, I don't know you, don't talk to me. You followed up with several different ways. Text messages, thank you cards, and again, you may ask, well, how you get the address? Very easy. So whitepages.com. You can find people on the internet just as easily as you can find stories about Kanye West. So it's all about how you use your resources and your time. And I use my resources tracking down the people that I speak to. Once you get a phone number or email or a name, it is super easy to track somebody down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So usually I will track them down either through my virtual business card. I've had internet leads who um, literally hung up on me. It's like, no, I don't want to buy. I'm tired of y'all insurance agents. I'll get him opted out or what have you and send him a thank you card like, hey, your phone should be dialed down. Give me a call if you have any questions. And I've literally had people not only come back, like, I got your card. I want you to do my home and my auto and left me a 5-star review. So, it's persistence, it is passion, and definitely making sure that you stay purposeful in helping people.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. I think that's ultimately. I think you hit it the nail on the head, right? Like it's nobody wants to be sold to. Everybody likes to buy. So kind of breaking that initial barrier, and then then things will follow from there. But that being said, I know that you can talk with Deon for more than 2 minutes without him talking about business cards. I feel like so.
Oh yeah.
Deon, you wanna show folks here your like how you do that with the virtual business card, because I think it's a very very good way to like not just give somebody a business card but also give them a great experience, plus make it a lot more actionable. So
No,
you want to talk a
absolutely.
little bit about that?
So I will tell you, I used to be that guy that was super, super detail oriented about my business card. It had to be perfect. It had to have the right layout. None of that stuff mattered. I got a stack of business cards on my desk that has been sitting here for, geez, probably 8 months. So physical cards, great for a certain demographic, those that are not technologically sound. Um, I personally use a program called Hi Hello. And what Hi Hello allows me to do is it allows me to text my card. I used to have the little tap card and all of that stuff, but there's nothing more awkward, Robert, than being in like a environment, a club or something like that. It's like, hey, let me tap my card. Oh, do you got your NFC on? Oh, well, here, let me take a picture of this QR code. I mean, I've been that guy. I've been that guy, and it's frustrating. So I kept looking for something that allowed me to have that flexibility, but at the same time have the assurance of capturing information. And that's the thing. That's what got me out of my tap card, which I have in my wallet somewhere. I don't even use that thing anymore because I wasn't capturing information. I was giving information. The program I use is Hi Hello. And so you should be able to see my card, my smiling face, and all of that good stuff. Let's get this out of here. All right. So again, when people open up my card on their phone, they literally see this on their entire phone. So, and it automatically will pop up, save contact information. And as you can see, it goes to all of my social media, stuff like that. But the most important part is it will go, I can set up a QR code, I can email my business card, or I can text my business card, which is my preferred go-to route. Because what I
Yep.
do at that point is I put their name in and then I text them and they get a copy of my business card. Now, any agency owner, any person in sales is all about return on investment. And you can see over here, I've sent out 860, or my card's been viewed 864 times. So I can track the success ratio of my card. I can see how many times it's been saved, how many times it's been shared. This is just over the last 12 months. So if you go over the last 30 days, it'll still break down and tell you exactly how many times my card's been viewed, saved, et cetera, and how many contacts I've gotten back from that. But over here, it actually saves all of my, every time I send my card out, it generates a contact for me. So when you ask, how do you get their phone number, their contact information? I use this particular program um, to capture information as well. And the number one lure that I use um, when somebody's already insured, I already have Canopy Connect built in to go ahead and pull declaration pages. So it is the best of both worlds that I have personally found. I've used Tapity, I've used Dot Card, I've used all these different cards, but it doesn't give me that functionality of being able to track track down information and retain customers as well. So
Awesome.
that's my business card.
How do you send it? Like if you're with like somebody in person, do you already text it to them there, or do you follow
I,
up later?
I'll ask him, I'll like, yo, what's your name? How do you spell your last name? Boerrigter. And
But
yeah, I don't want to put your cell out there, but I'll put my old cell phone from California. I don't know who has this number now, but they're probably pissed off at this point. But there you go. I just sent that text to
yep,
that phone number, and who knows? Maybe they'll call me. Maybe they need insurance. But
yep,
at the end of the day, they'll pull their phone out. Oh yeah, I just got your text right there. So life insurance consults are set right there on the spot. Hey, let me hit you up on Tuesday. You got my card? Yeah, I got it. Cool. I'll give you a call on Tuesday. Now the
awesome.
follow-up portion, that's on me.
Yep,
So, but
yep.
the information part, I mean, without a doubt, like there's all kind of programs you can use, but at the end of the day, this is like $8.
And for that, so thanks for sharing. I think that's like this is really for agents to and agency owners to learn from
Yeah.
one of the best in the industry. So by the way, I would encourage everybody leave questions in the chat. Like Deon is here for you guys, and he was just telling us before how honored he was to be on the webinar here. So he's happy to share all his best practices here. So one question that we already got that is about Canopy, Deon. So how do you handle like the objection of I don't know my username or password, or I forgot my password? How do you handle that with people that you work with?
Easy. I walk them through setting up a new one. So, and because again, that's what I love about Canopy. If they don't know their information, they can set it up right there on the spot. So
Yeah.
they go in and they can set up a whole new username, password, or recover it or what have you. But at the end of the day, there's a small demographic. There's two different demographics, right? There's a demographic that don't know their online username or password. That's probably going to be the majority of the people.
Yep.
Because again, they have it saved on their computer, this, that, and the other. And then there's like a 5-10% window of people that, are just not tech savvy, and that's okay. That the fact that they're willing to even try Canopy, or they're willing to try and take your virtual business card, means they like you as a person. That's what you always have to be mindful of is your true personality coming across, or are you genuinely just selling something? So but with that demographic, I will tell them, hey, how about I get your email address, I email it to you, you have it saved on your computer? Yeah, it's saved in my favorites. Great. I'll forward this the same business card and the email function over to them. Now I got your phone number and your email account. So
Yep. Nice.
and it winds up becoming a situation where they will send me their data later when they get home, but I still follow up with a text. Hey, did you get a chance to log into your computer? And oh no, I meant to do that. I was doing something and yada yada yada. 3 minutes later, I get a text that I got a Canopy alert.
Yep. Let's go. That's just the way it is. One question from Ryan here. He's asking like, how did you build Canopy into Hi Hello? So I can actually show you here on my phone. So I got Deon's business card here. Maybe you can actually, I don't know if you want to share the link. I don't know,
Yeah.
just for folks to see it. But one of the things here, I hope you guys can see it on my screen, that says the insurance coverage review. So that's basically, and I love how you we actually kind of didn't pay attention to that when you said it, but I think that's the whole part about you being a professional and giving an insurance review. I think that's what resonates well with a lot of people, right? Because I think that ultimately, yes, of course, you're ultimately you'd like to sell a policy, but you're ultimately a professional that can actually help them with their like with a review of their coverages, even if you don't end up selling anything. So
Yeah.
I think that's one way to that's like we see that, like I see that with other agents too, that start to talk more about insurance reviews instead of just like, hey, let's get a quote, right? And just now I had a call even earlier this morning where someone was like, look, somebody calls me in for a rush quote just because their policy expires by midnight. It's like, look, sure, I'm gonna help you, but I'm gonna send you this link. Go ahead and fill that out, right? Like they have to do their part first. Like they
Yeah.
fill out like the kind of feeling, so you get all the details, and then you're gonna help them, right? Because of course, yeah, like everybody has probably cases where they send out quotes and people ghost them. Ultimately, that's just because they're not bought into the process, right? So anyway, little side note, but here we go. You have the insurance coverage review. Click on that, and that links directly to Deon's link there. So that's how it works, Ryan. So if you have any more questions, just put them in the chat there.
Yeah, you can see it's like when you build out that system, you can just save Canopy Connect as your website, which is what I wound up doing, and just enabling an insurance coverage review. But to your point, Robert, if you let's say you have a best friend that is a dentist. They've known you your whole life, but this is now their first time going in to visit you. Even though they've been with you every day of every week of your life, they're still going to pull x-rays first before they jump in your mouth with a drill. So Canopy Connect is my x-ray. I'm able to go in, and that's another thing I would tell people: understand what you sell, right? So it's one thing to get declarations page. It's another thing to be able to read it. So you have to know the information that you're getting. You have to know how to weaponize that information, meaning you have to know the difference between PIP, MedPay, or you have to know the difference on a homeowner's policy, how important loss of use is. So,
Yep.
and be able to be communicative in that process. So
Yeah.
I use a
Yeah.
lot of stories And I told you, Robert, I have had every experience under the sun. So 2 years ago, this house that I'm sitting in right now burned to the ground, lightning strike. Um, So I use that story on everybody that says, "Oh no, we're really safe at home. Oh, we don't really do a lot of cooking. We order out." Yeah, all right, cool. What's to stop lightning from hitting you? Or if you live in a condo, what's to stop your neighbor from starting a fire and smoking out the entire apartment complex to where you can't go into your residence? So I've seen all of those scenarios happen as a claims adjuster. Um, but at the end of the day, don't let the objection of "I'm a safe driver" or I don't do anything at home. I'm a home, but don't let those objections stop your process. Acknowledge
Yeah,
them
yeah,
and explore them. So and that's what most people do is they get the objection, "Oh no, y'all insurance agents, I'm tired of y'all calling me." Click. So when I'm talking to internet leads, I know a lot of people on the phone on this call use internet leads. So number one thing about internet leads, one, you will never be the first person to call. Never. I don't care if you get the lead and a millisecond after that email comes, you call them. You're still going to be a third or fourth or fifth agent. Okay. Acknowledge that, own it, understand it. Soon as I get somebody on the phone, "Hey, this is Deon Williams at the Deon Williams Agency, and I know you're getting blown up by every insurance agent between Austin and Abilene. You show right." Say, "Hey, you want me to make that stop?" And then you go into your pitch. But if you go, "Hi, this is Deon Williams at Jimmy John's Insurance Agency. I'm calling you to click hello, hello." Oh, so you got to be mindful of what they're going through. Take yourself out. Nobody likes to read scripts. Nobody. Nobody likes reading dialogues. Nobody likes to be told what to say. I cannot emphasize to everybody on this call enough. Scripts and dialogues are the most important thing to help you navigate the sales process. Because if you have your scripts not in front of you, meaning you've committed to learning those scripts, like your agents have asked you to do, then you become conversant and your flow becomes natural. So you should be natural on the phone. And the only way to do that is to practice off the phone. So, no different than your ABCs, one, two, threes, and 1492, Columbus Cell, the Ocean Blue, all that nonsense. You need to be able to practice that to the point to where it's sickening to you, so that when you are talking to somebody, it's not word vomit. You know what to say. You know how to say it. You know how to flip it. And I've been doing that for a very long time. I saw a couple of hands go up. So the one young lady asked me why State Farm or why Farmers
Oh
and not State
yes,
Farm.
I,
So
I
I'm
was
a,
actually, yeah,
I,
that's a little landmine right there. So
I'll jump
Dion,
on it. I'll jump on it.
let's not make it too much about that. But I'd
It
love to
it's
like give people what they're asking for.
I tell people it doesn't matter if it's State Farm, Allstate, Liberty, Bibbity, whoever, right? The product is the product, the brand is the brand. My personal choice with regards to becoming a farmer's agent versus a State Farm agent solely rests upon the fact that State Farm told me they did not have any opportunities until the end of 2022. So they had this conversation with me in Q1 of 2021, and I was a special investigator, so I'm doing my thing. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And the recruiter for farmers found me on LinkedIn, and the rest just kind of happened naturally. So I think Ray did mention my trajectory and all that stuff. So I'll give y'all a quick backstory. Um, Originally from Dallas, Texas, born and raised. I went to the military in 2000, combat comm unit, served in, I joined to go see the world. And from Dallas, my first duty station was at Barksdale Air Force Base. And those familiar with the Dallas Metroplex know that that's just straight down 20 in Shreveport, Louisiana. So my papa and my grandma drove me to my first duty station. But 9/11 happened. And after 9/11, I wound up going to Saudi Arabia. Got attached to a combat comm unit. From Saudi, I went from there to Ulsan, South Korea, lived there for a year. And then I lived in Italy and Germany for 2.5 years. And then ultimately wound up selling real estate in California in the height of the recession. So when, if you guys think insurance is hard right now, Try selling real estate in 2006 through 2016. Um, Height of the recession, nobody wanted to buy anything, foreclosures all over the place. So I literally had to learn how to hustle and and how to create opportunities very early on. So uh, I had a guy that was getting his house foreclosed on in Inglewood. I knocked on the door. He cussed me out 6 ways from Sundays. I think he even threw a little French in there. But I knew the bank was coming in 3 days. So this is not recommended. I went to the backyard. I knocked on the back door. And this is where I knew a salesperson was born. MF, what are you doing in my backyard? Sir, I apologize. I tried talking to the guy in the front. He's having a real bad day. I was hoping that whoever lived on this side of the house was having a better day. Um, I'm here to stop the foreclosure process, this, that, and the other. Unbeknownst to me, and it still shakes me to my core, this dude broke down crying right there in that threshold. He said, man, come here. And looked around because, Inglewood is not a friendly place. Looked around. He said, man, I don't know why you here. This is where I got that I don't believe in accidents. He said, man, I don't believe in accidents, but I was about to kill myself in this house. And you knocked on the door 10 seconds before I pulled the trigger. That's why I was mad. So I was like, yo. So we wound up selling that, stopping the foreclosure to the point to where we were allowed to sell the property. And he got another 4.5 months in his house, and we got him relocation funds. That's when I realized the power of being a salesperson. It ain't about me, and it's not about anybody on this call. People are going through things that are putting them at the brink. And if it's something as simple as saving them $1,500 a year on their insurance, you're really making a huge difference in somebody's life. That is huge. That's the difference between healthcare, that's the difference between food, that's the difference between lights being on, all because you decided to take your fiduciary duty of helping people serious. Not selling policies. If you help people, policies are going to sell themselves. So that's kind of the root as to where that whole I don't believe in accidents, because ever since then, I have never ever thought that I met somebody by accident, ever.
Wow. Yeah, I'm seeing the like yeah, great. This is a powerful story. I'm seeing, Kelly. Thanks for putting the right word in my mouth there. I see the comments blowing up. All the heart signs here. But that's amazing. I feel like the story should be on your homepage, Deon, if you have one. But like this is it's yeah, that's what it is, right? All trying to help people and make the world a slightly better place
Oh yeah.
than you found it in, right? So
Well, there are
that's
some people
crazy.
that make it harder. They make insurance and realtors and everybody. They make us seem like used car sales. People think because you're in insurance, oh man, you got money. You do this, you do that. No, I got bills just like you. My bills have infinite lives. So, um, but you have to constantly remind people that we're small business owners as well. And
Yes.
at the end of the day, our job, our duty, and our chosen profession, okay, not our job, our chosen profession is insurance. So if we do that, you got to make sure you commit yourself to the process and that you learn the policies that you're selling. If there is anything I could tell anybody on this call, make sure you print down and you read the policies that you sell. Make sure you understand the exclusions, because if you can understand the exclusions in your policy, then you can understand the exclusions in someone else's policies. So, prime example, um, backup sewer and drain. I hear people say there are some people that say don't offer it. There are some people that say offer it. So, as a claims adjuster, when you have a backup sewer and drain, which is a water reversal, pushing your neighbor's poop into your home, that's not covered under your coverage A. Okay. So when you tell people, oh yeah, no, that's covered, and they call claims like, no, that ain't covered, bro. You should know that. And shame on anybody that says, just call claims. This is our profession. And as our profession, we need to make sure that we understand this process wholly. the easiest way to sell is to believe in the product that you sell and to understand how that product works. You can't sell something you don't understand, guys.
That's it. That's it. All right. So Dion, I have to ask then, how did you make that transition from realtor to insurance? That was in 2016.
That's probably my favorite story. Um,
'Cause I knew
so
there was a story there. I don't even know it
yeah,
yet. So all
yeah.
right.
So that story, I came here. I was supposed to do a joint venture with another realtor. They were expanding into Dallas, and literally while I was on the highway on the 10 headed to Texas, they're like, "Hey, bro, can you divert to Austin?" I'm like, "Bro, I already signed a lease in Dallas, like 2-year lease, bro. I'm in." So he's like, "Well, we're going to Austin." So that joint venture dissolved. Then I get here, and then they say, "Well, we don't do reciprocity out of state." So I was like, "You know what? We made money in California. I'm good. I'm just gonna take, 6 months off and just sit here and just chill." Sat, played PlayStation. My wife said, "Boy, you're getting chunky. You're gonna have to go get a job." So that's why you marry well, fellas. Um, she made me go get a job. So you know what? I'm gonna go work at Costco and just doing greeting and just talking to people because that's my gift, right? So I'm in membership, and I hated every second of it. Every second of working at Costco. I got my karate body back from pushing them big old carts, but um, you know, I met a lady, and she was having a tumultuous situation with her membership, and she said, "Dion, you would be very good in insurance." I said, "Really?" I said, "All right, cool." She shot me a referral link and all that stuff, so I applied to State Farm, not thinking anything about it. A week later, I hear back from State Farm, "You got the job." Mega pay increase. And then I was like, all right, cool. So uh, I hated working at Costco so much. And this is no besmirching of Costco. They'll still get plenty of my money. Um, I hated working so much. I was late all the time. And I was late one time, and they were like, "You know what? This was the day that the first Doctor Strange movie came out." Okay. I didn't want to be there. And they're like, "Dion, you were late. We gotta let you go." Great. The Doctor Strange movie starts at 3 o'clock. If we sign whatever paperwork we got to right now, I can go ahead and get out of here and I can still make that 3 o'clock. "No, Dion, we're serious. We gotta let you go." I'm serious too. I gotta be there by 3 o'clock because there's no assigned seat. So I signed, and the next week I started at State Farm. So that is literally Doctor Strange is still to this day my favorite movie because it's strange how I became an insurance agent. That's the ultimate. How did you get into insurance? I went to go see Doctor Strange after getting
Nice.
fired from Costco.
Yep, yep. All right. So I didn't even know about Costco. That's amazing. So all right. So a couple questions here. By the way, Jennifer says hi. So Jennifer, you should definitely talk with her later. We get a question on the your business card.
Yeah,
Do they have to opt into anything, or can you just send it like
no,
directly to someone?
you can
Okay,
send it
so you can.
directly to somebody. No, and there's the free version that has ads, all that stuff. Spend the $8, get rid of the ads. Because again, if you got ads, they're going to associate you to whatever ad you have. And there are other agents that advertise on the free version. So you may mess around and send your card, and then another agent's ad pops up when they go to click yours, and you lose your lead. So
Oh, okay. Yep, that's a good one. So pay the $8 is what you're saying there.
pay the eight
Okay.
bucks.
Yes. All right. And Ruth is also saying nothing wrong with used car salesmen. So I can acknowledge that. That's definitely true. That's
That is
definitely true.
correct, Ruth. I know some great used car salesmen.
Yes. All right. And then Jack, as a follow-up question to the business card, can you add a message before you send the card, or like how does it look like?
Yeah, you can actually you get a chance when you're sending in the text, you can actually say, "Hey, great meeting you at such and such a place, this, that, and the other." And then once you have their contact information, in that contact section, there is a section where you can write notes. "Hey, this person needs a flood policy. This person needs a life policy. This person needs this,"
Yeah.
so you know what to sign up with. So,
All
but
right.
again, hi hello is an on ramp to how I use Canopy. So Canopy, I'm gonna tell you right now, you can go and get hi hello and be sending that card all over Dallas Fort Worth, or whatever city or state you're in. But the part that makes it go, the part that's the glue, and then they are not paying me. I promise you, is Canopy is being able to offer that insurance coverage review because that's my end, right? One, I have the card. Two, now I'm in their phone. And then three, they have a reason to come back to it. Oh, yeah, that dude said he was going to review my insurance. So I think when we were down there at the growth conference, I think I pulled up like 45 different people that I'd done Canopy with. And to date, I think, let me pull this up. So to date, I have closed $72,000 in new business premium just with Canopy Connect. That's
Boom.
I don't I
Jack is
don't
Jack is saying he's sold, but I think that's probably on high or low. But that's amazing, Deon. So how do you? So just a like more technical question, but like how
yeah.
do you introduce it? So you say, hey, I'm gonna do this insurance review. Here's my card. What do you say then?
So once you do the insurance coverage review, then it's all about process, right? So for me, my process, I'll video quote. I got that from a peer, Jason Allen. He's on the call right now. Video quoting is money, guys. If you don't do it, you gotta do it. Because it one gives you that air of professionalism because you're walking through the policy with the person as if you're sitting right next to them. And then two, it gives them something to show their friends. Hey, man, check this video out. So I literally had a state trooper come up to me, and I I had sold the policy to his wife, and we were at a veteran event. He said, "You Deon Williams?" I said, "Oh, yeah, yeah. What did I do?" He said, "Man, I want to tell you, your video was fantastic." So
That's awesome.
I was like, all right, Mr. Trooper, sir. So, but again, I'd seen his driver's license where he didn't have his state trooper ID and all that stuff on. So seeing him as in uniform was like, oh man, what did I do? Why is he making all this eye contact with me right now?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I feel everybody has that with police officers some way. So
yes.
that's interesting. But okay, by the way, I didn't know that you had you even have a discount code for Canopy Connect Dion. So anybody that you refer can use the Dion 2020 22 so Dion 22 discount code to get $50 off Canopy Connect's first month. I didn't even know you had one, Dion. So
I'm
there
gonna
you
tell you
go.
straight up, that's free money. Once you get Canopy set up, and you integrate it, matter of fact, get it and then use it on yourself, right? Use your own credentials so that way you can see what the experience is, with regards to what people are getting. It's very easy. I tell people hit the black box, hit the blue box, pick your carrier, and there you go. So, but do it for yourself. And again, get that experience so you can understand. Video quotes, I use Loom for video quoting. I think that was a question I just got.
Yep.
But it's amazing. It's hands down the easiest thing, and you can do it for free. So I'm super cheap, or I'm super cost efficient. So, um, but do you mind, Robert? Like I know people, I talked about mindset. Do you mind if I share some of the books that I've read that I would highly
I
recommend?
I would love that, Dion. Yeah. If you have, and we can also put it in the follow up
I will,
after the call here.
most def.
Yeah.
So, a few books that I would highly recommend anybody read will be Raving Fans by Kim Blanchard, The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar is fantastic. The 48 Laws of Power is a must. And that's a balanced breakfast. Don't try to read that in one sitting. It will dishearten you. Go for No. If you have not read Go for No, I would highly recommend it. That is Richard Fenton. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, man. Stephen Covey. For real. Those are fantastic books, all of which will get your mindset where it needs to be in order to be able to be of service, right? Um, Another one I'm reading right now is The Go Giver by Bob Berg. Understanding how to give and how to be of service is really where the secret sauce is. Um, yes, Karen, I think Robert, I'm going to email this list over to Robert so that he'll have it and he'll be able to get it out to you. So that way, actually, they typed it up right there. Boom.
Wow,
Ray
Ray, he's
over
on
there
it. He's
smashing
on
it.
it. So
So
Ray didn't tune out of here.
I,
He's
I
alive and
miss
kicking.
I missed one book in there, but we'll recap it in our follow-up email. We'll have the recording and any other resources that we get mentioned in here.
Yeah, we have like definitely like Stephen Covey is like I think a business school classic there. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And
What was the book?
Jack
What was
had
the
a
book?
question on there. Oh, what's
Yeah,
that?
go ahead. You take Jack's question. Yeah.
So Jack asked, can you just use your voice? I have agents who are self-conscious over their looks on the video quotes. Absolutely. So you can just use screen only, and it's just your voice and the video and your screen. So highly recommended. That again, I got that from Jason Allen. He's killing it with video quotes, and I incorporated and I incorporated that during September folio, and in October did $116,000 new business premium by myself. So yeah, do it. Don't ask about it. Figure it out. Let's just get it done. That is a game changer.
Let's go. That's awesome. What was the book that was that you said is not a light read, like the balance the balanced diet,
Uh,
as you call
the
it, I think.
balanced diet, that is the 48 laws of power. I got my copy. So my
Nice.
copy, as you can see, is beat up. So no different than your holy text or your Bible. Like I said, if you got a well-preserved Bible, you got a rotten soul. So that's what my grandma used to tell me. Your Bible should be beat up so that you don't get beat up. So any
Very
book
good.
that I have is probably glued together. I think this is tied together with Scotch tape.
Nice.
But
All right. So, a quick tactical question from Olivia. How do you how do you create your quotes with Loom? Anything there? Like because one thing I think with video quotes, you mentioned the perfect example is like you're talking to one person in a household. They probably have a significant other or some other
oh
decision
yeah.
maker, and that's why the video quotes are so popular, right? Because they can just forward it. So how do you position that in the like in the actual quote and the communication around it? Like, do you just tell people, hey, forward it to your spouse? How do you kind of handle that?
So I like I said, I don't want to be a NASCAR race driver. You know, they got all kind of stuff that they have branded on their cars and products. I personally use a CRM agency Zoom, which incorporates with Canopy.
Yep.
Um, so what I do with Zoom is Zoom actually um, has the video quoting technology built into it via Loom, and it allows me to upload the quote directly from my quoting system and into Zoom, and then I do the video quote there. So try to keep it 5 minutes or less. You can go 10 minutes if you really verbose, but I don't know last time I watched a 10-minute video on YouTube. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there is, by the way, I think Zoom is also working on video proposals. I think I heard something on that, so that
Yeah.
might be interesting too. So, but yeah, that's great, Deon. I think Ray, did we miss any questions from the audience here?
I think we got them all that I saw here. So I think we're good, and we're kind of coming up on time. So we should probably. I don't know, Deon. Do you have any last parting thoughts?
Parting thoughts. Man, I tell everybody, man, straight up, be bold. Um, you know, every person over the age of majority that's 18 years old, unless, well, let's just say everybody under the age of Leonardo DiCaprio, which is 26, has at least two policies. So they got an auto policy or they have a renters and a home policy, period, point blank in a sentence. Okay. Understand from your perspective, this is not a 9 to 5, guys. This is a all 24-hour day, 7 day a week, every day. You don't have to be anchored to a desk in this career path. Okay. So wherever you are, you're working. You have to have that digital business card. That's key. You have to have Canopy Connect. That's key because that's going to give you the information that you need. I don't like doing blind quotes. Blind quotes are the worst thing you can do because it's like playing poker with online poker, right? Nothing wrong with it, but who's to say the algorithm is not cheating you? So you can give them the best possible quote, but if they don't like the way your voice sounds, oh, I'm sorry, I got a better price, even if they didn't. So with Canopy, it allows me to see exactly what I'm up against, and then I can go ahead and win that way. So be bold, ask for the business, and be willing to accept the business when people give it to you. Most people talk past the sale. I've seen that too. So, well, I know you want to buy this policy, but I really want to get this script out. No, stop talking. Sell the policy. So take care of people when they ask you to, not necessarily when you want to.
Amazing. Deon, do you use the paid version of Loom? Somebody's asking.
I personally do, just because of the sheer volume that I send out. I send out a lot of quotes. You don't have to. I mean, again, I understand fully that we live in a commission-based environment. Sometimes, man, a bag of Cheetos is like a pound of gold. So you have to do red light, green light with your expenses. But if you can afford to get the paid version, get it. If you can't, get the free version, but use it.
Boom. All right. This is amazing, Deon. I was just going through the comments because we asked earlier where people are getting some of the most crazy places where they sold insurance. And I'm just going through it. There's a couple of really good ones here. So we might ask people in the email to just follow up with some of those stories. But I see here one. Somebody bought an item on Facebook Marketplace, and then that person brought it to the office, and then decided to buy insurance there. Great way to do it.
That's awesome.
I mean, I see Deon. Maybe you can do that with your Costco executive membership. Get the like Instacart delivery, and you can sell insurance to the driver there. That might be a way to do it. And then we have and then there's some people telling like even playing bingo with realtors. So we'd love to hear those stories from everyone here in the audience. So all right, Deon, I think your final words were great. Any last thing? We have 2 minutes. So what do you have to what do you have to say to the people in this call that are still here? We still have over 50 on the call here. So
build your network. Your network is your net worth. Realtors, loan officers are money. If you're playing bingo with them, set up a bingo game for them. So, or have a poker night, or have, there's all kind of ways to interact. So, but find a way to become the paperclip that everybody needs. If you can be the paperclip, don't worry about being the term paper. Don't be the drum major. Don't be the dude on the xylophone that's killing it. So, but at the end of the day, be part of the orchestra that's making music. So go out there and make some music, guys.